In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 college football games happening on November 15, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. North Texas versus UTSA. In this American Athletic Conference showdown, 2 programs looking to salvage their seasons face off in the Lone Star State. Both the North Texas Mean Green and the UTSA Roadrunners have experienced disappointing campaigns compared to their recent performances on the football field, yet they now hope to end their seasons on a positive note as they clash on Friday night. The Mean Green come into this matchup after a tough 14-3 home loss to the number 25 ranked Army Black Knights last Saturday, a game in which they failed to cover the spread as 6.5-point underdogs. Meanwhile, the Roadrunners are riding high after a solid 44-36 home victory over Memphis on the same day, where they exceeded expectations and claimed an outright win despite being a 7-point underdog. Historically, UTSA holds a slight edge in the head-to-head series, leading 7-5 and having claimed victory in the last 3 meetings, including a 37-29 road win over North Texas on November 4, 2023. UTSA enters this game with plenty of rest and time to prepare following their high-scoring win over Memphis, a victory that showcased both the team's offensive firepower and defensive vulnerabilities. In that game, the Roadrunners allowed a staggering 516 yards, including 454 yards through the air, and surrendered 27 first downs. However, they also managed to create 2 turnovers and held the Tigers to just 4 of 3 conversions on 3rd downs, a testament to their ability to step up in key moments. Additionally, the Memphis team committed 12 penalties, which contributed to UTSA's victory. Offensively, the Roadrunners have been on a roll, scoring 38 or more points in each of their last 3 contests. However, the defense has also given up considerable yardage, a factor they'll need to address to keep their winning streak alive. North Texas, on the other hand, struggled mightily in their last outing against Army. The Mean Green defense was overpowered by Army's relentless rushing attack, giving up 308 total yards, with 293 of those coming on the ground. They also allowed Army to pick up 23 first downs and convert 9 of 1 4th down attempts, though North Texas managed to force 2 turnovers. Despite those takeaways, North Texas struggled to generate offense, controlling the ball for only 18 minutes and 15 seconds, a tough spot to be in when trying to mount a competitive game plan. Heading into this game, UTSA holds a perfect 4-0 record at home this season, while North Texas's offensive struggles last week raised questions about their ability to compete against a high-powered UTSA offense. The Roadrunners appear well positioned to exploit the Mean Green defense, with a likely scoring output of at least 35 points. For these reasons, the UTSA Roadrunners to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. North Texas has been part of high-scoring games throughout the season, going over the total in 7 of their 9 games. They had a streak of 7 consecutive overs before falling short in the Army matchup, where points were scarce due to Army's control of the game tempo. On the road, however, North Texas has consistently hit the over, with each of their 4 road games featuring at least 78 combined points. UTSA has also leaned toward high-scoring games, going over the total in 6 of their 9 matchups this season. At home, they've split in terms of hitting the over, but they've exceeded the projected totals in each of their last 4 games overall, with both teams showing a tendency to play in high-scoring affairs. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Wyoming versus Colorado State. Wyoming is set to travel to Colorado State for the annual Border War, a rivalry game where the victor earns the coveted Bronze Boot trophy. The Cowboys currently hold a 2-7 overall record, with a 2-3 mark in Mountain West Conference play. They are coming off a morale-boosting win against New Mexico, which followed a bye week and gave the team additional time to prepare. Colorado State, on the other hand, enters this matchup on a 4-game winning streak. The Rams have been strong at home, boasting a 4-1 record in Fort Collins, with their only home home loss coming against their in-state rival, the University of Colorado. Historically, Wyoming has had the upper hand in this series, winning 7 of the last 8 encounters. Additionally, since 2009, the Cowboys have shown resilience in Fort Collins, going 5-2 when playing on the Rams' turf. Defensively, Wyoming has struggled, allowing an average of 32 points per game. In contrast, Colorado State has maintained a stronger defense, conceding only 24 points per game. This defensive edge has helped the Rams cover the spread in each of their last 6 games. A key factor in Colorado State's recent success is their impressive rushing offense, which averages 181.9 yards per game, a mark that places them 43rd in the nation. Wyoming, by comparison, has one of the weaker rush defenses in the league, allowing opponents an average of 196 yards on the ground per game. Colorado State will likely exploit this weakness, running the ball frequently and effectively, which will open up opportunities for passing plays downfield. Their backfield duo of Avery Morrow, with 788 rushing yards, and Justin Marshall, with 477 yards, has been productive, combining for 11 touchdowns this season. Wyoming's secondary, meanwhile, has struggled, allowing an average of 231.1 passing yards per game, which the Rams are well positioned to take advantage of. The rivalry between Wyoming and Colorado State has historically leaned in Wyoming's favor, with the Cowboys winning 7 of the last 8 matchups. They have also been effective on the road in Fort Collins, with a 5-2 record there since 2009. However, this year's Wyoming team is not as formidable as previous iterations. Their offense has been inconsistent, particularly in the passing game, and their defense has faltered, especially against the run, ranking 116th in the nation by allowing 196 rushing yards per game. Colorado State is well suited to capitalize on this deficiency. The Rams' offensive line has enabled a strong ground game, and the team ranks 42nd nationally in rushing yards per game. Colorado State enters this matchup with ambitions to maintain their undefeated conference record, which keeps their hopes alive for a conference championship berth. They have built momentum with 4 consecutive victories and have the advantage of playing at home. Wyoming, meanwhile, has been on a downward trend, dropping 3 of their last 4 games, though 2 of those losses were by a narrow margin of only 5 combined points. Despite these close games, Wyoming's defensive struggles and their tendency to underperform on the road are concerning factors. In a primetime game with high stakes, Colorado State is expected to establish an early lead and maintain control, leaving Wyoming at a disadvantage. Consequently, the Colorado State Rams to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Wyoming's offense has been one of the weakest in the nation this season, ranking 113th overall with an average of just 22 points per game. In contrast, Colorado State's defense has been solid, allowing only 24 points on average per game. Given Wyoming's offensive limitations, it seems unlikely that they will manage to score more than 3 touchdowns against Colorado State's defense. This defensive strength is reflected in Colorado State's home games, where the under has hit in 4 of their last 5 matchups. Thus, under the projected total is our full game total pick. UCLA versus Washington. The Big Ten newcomers will face off in an exciting Friday night showdown as the UCLA Bruins go head-to-head against the Washington Huskies. These 2 teams last encountered each other back in 2022, with UCLA emerging victorious by an 8-point margin at home. UCLA enters this game off a recent Friday night clash where they pulled off an impressive 20-17 home victory against Iowa, defying the odds as 6.5-point underdogs. Meanwhile, Washington's last game was a Saturday night loss in a high-stakes whiteout against number 6 Penn State, where they were heavily outmatched, falling 35-6 as 13.5-point underdogs. The UCLA Bruins will be traveling with momentum on their side, looking to extend their recent winning streak. This matchup against Washington marks the latest chapter in their rivalry, though it's now set in the context of the Big Ten instead of their former Pac-12 battles. Head coach Deshaun Foster, despite a rocky start to the season, has managed to rally his team and turn things around significantly. The Bruins have triumphed in their last 3 games, including notable road wins at Rutgers and Nebraska, capped off by an unexpected 20-17 victory over Iowa at home in the Rose Bowl. UCLA has covered the spread in 6 of their last 7 games, each time time as underdogs. To secure a spot in a bowl game, they must win 2 of their remaining 3 games, an impressive feat for a team that started the season with a 1-5 record. Washington, on the other hand, has been struggling to find its footing in the competitive landscape of the Big Ten. Their recent outing at Penn State was a challenging experience, ending in a lopsided 35-6 loss in the intense whiteout atmosphere. The Huskies have also recorded away game losses at Indiana and Iowa since mid-October, with their only win in this stretch being a narrow 26-21 victory over former Pac-12 rival USC. That game marked Washington's only success against the spread in their last 4 games, and they currently stand at just 3-6 against the spread in their past 9 matchups. Though the Huskies had a strong start to their season, recent games have revealed a decline in performance. In contrast, UCLA's recent hot streak makes them the more favorable team to back in this game. So the UCLA Bruins to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Both of these teams are currently ranked outside the top 100 in scoring among all Football Bowl subdivision college football teams, a concerning statistic given there are only 134 teams in total. UCLA's quarterback, Ethan Garbers, has struggled with turnovers, tallying 11 interceptions this season, which has frequently cost the Bruins valuable scoring chances. The Bruins' rushing game also leaves much to be desired. Although TJ Harden had a standout game last week, he has rushed for under 50 yards in 7 of his 9 appearances this season. This lack of a reliable ground game has put extra pressure on Garbers to air it out, but this approach has not translated into consistent points for UCLA. Washington, meanwhile, initially hoped quarterback Will Rogers would ignite their offense, but after a meager 193 total yards in their last game, they are turning to freshman quarterback Williams sooner than anticipated. Washington has gone under the total in their last 3 games and in 7 of their 9 games this season. UCLA's offensive struggles are evident as they are averaging just 19 points per game, placing them 125th in the nation. Without a reliable rushing attack and frequent turnovers through the air, their scoring production remains limited. In contrast, Washington's defense has been a bright spot, largely due to the efforts of first-year defensive coordinator Stephen Belichick. Particularly impressive has been their passing defense, a key area of focus after substantial roster changes through the transfer portal that left a core of skilled players in the secondary. Washington's defense ranks as the 4th best in the nation against the pass, allowing just 155.6 passing yards per game. Given both teams' offensive limitations and Washington's strong defense, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Houston versus Arizona. 2 teams from the bottom half of the Big 12 conference standings are set to face off on Friday night as the Houston Cougars head west to take on the Arizona Wildcats. The Cougars enter this matchup on the heels of a bye week, though they carry momentum from their last game, a narrow 24-19 upset over then-ranked number 17 Kansas State. In contrast, the Wildcats also had a bye week, but they're coming off a tough 56-12 blowout loss to UCF in their last outing, highlighting the struggles that have plagued their season. This Friday's matchup will be the 5th time these teams have met, with their most recent encounter dating back to 2018, when Houston claimed a decisive 45-18 victory on their home turf. However, this time, both teams have been plagued by offensive woes, ranking as the 2 lowest scoring offenses in the Big 12 Conference. Despite their offensive struggles, Houston and Arizona seem to be heading in different directions as the season winds down. Houston appears to be building momentum, looking to finish strong in their final 3 games, while Arizona seems to be playing for the season's end, as fatigue and frustration have taken their toll. Houston's quarterback, Chris, displayed impressive composure in the win over Kansas State, completing all of his passes and making effective use of his running ability when passing lanes were closed. His performance against a top 5 Big 12 defense was a testament to his poise and capability, and it's likely to have boosted his confidence moving forward. When considering a shared opponent, the Wildcats suffered a 24-point loss to Kansas State back in September, which contrasts sharply with Houston's recent win over the same team. With this context, the Houston Cougars to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. As noted, both Houston and Arizona have struggled to generate points this season, ranking among the lowest scoring teams in the Big 12. During their current 5-game losing streak, the Wildcats have managed just 17 points per game, falling below 20 points in 3 of their last 4 contests. Meanwhile, the Cougars have averaged 21 points per game over their last 4 outings, 3 of which were victories. If we look at the last 6 games, Houston's offensive production drops further, averaging just 14 points in those games, including a pair of shutouts. The Wildcats' State's best chance of moving the ball downfield is likely through their passing attack. But even here, Houston poses a challenge as they rank 6th in the conference in pass defense, which could further limit Arizona's scoring opportunities. Given these factors, the betting trend leans towards the under, with Arizona hitting the under in 5 out of 9 games this season and Houston doing so in 8 out of 9 games. Consequently, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.